The bride wants to come in the next 2 minutes. So I'm going to invite you now to just be a little bit quiet so that we can have them coming in. We're just waiting on the music. Are we ready? now to come forward as he lead out in the devotional exercise. Please give him a round of applause.
you very much, Mrs. Marshall. I extend greetings to our principal, Mrs. Carmen Donegan, the chairman of this Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School, Reverend Paul Bailey, on the specially invited guests, teachers, parents, graduates, and all the well-wishers. I trust today as we continue in our graduation exercises, we will be blessed. It's always good and important for us to begin with the Lord. The Word of God says that we, in all our ways, we are to acknowledge Him and He will direct our path. I ask, let me also, congratulate the graduating class for that wonderful piece. Give them a hand, please. That was lovely. All right, I ask Reverend Bailey, and this exercise just for about 10 minutes, please, exercise, the devotional exercise. I ask Reverend Bailey the theme for this evening function, and he said that it is destined, destined to destination, is it? All right. And destined to destination, is it so? Determination determines destiny. All right, that's good. Yesterday's sermon, and I'm going to tweak something from it. Yesterday's sermon was with God on our side, this is a church, with God on our side. Nothing and no one can stop our destiny. All right? With God on our side, nothing or no one can stop our destiny. And so, let me just share. Well, we're going to stand and we're going to sing the hymn. Look on your hymn sheet, please. The back of your hymn sheet. I know who holds my hand. I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. I don't borrow from its sunshine, for its skies may turn to gray. Let us stand. I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. I don't borrow from its sunshine, for its skies may turn to gray. I don't worry all the future, for I know what Jesus said. And when I walk beside Him, for I know what He's ahead. Many things about tomorrow I don't need to understand, but I know tomorrow turn, if you have the scriptures, I just read a couple of verses from Romans chapter 8, reading from verse 28 to 32. Romans 8, 28 to 32. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own Son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him freely give us all things? Thank you. You may be seated. As I said, with God. And I want to say to you today, all the children that are here, and of course, in particular those who are going to be graduated, that with God on your side, nothing and no one can stop your destiny. The challenge, however, is you can neglect your destiny. So my charge to you, don't neglect your destiny. Don't neglect the God of your destiny. Don't neglect the opportunities and privileges that you have. Don't neglect those that the Lord has provided in your life, such as your teachers and of course the resources around you. And so if you make use of all the opportunities and the privileges and the time you have and your talents, if you cherish those and work hard and trust God, nothing and no one can stop your destiny. All right? Nothing and no one can stop your destiny. For if God is for you, then you are more than a conqueror through him that really loves you. God bless you. Let us pray. Our gracious Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the privilege we have, the life you have given us. We thank you because you are real. You are real God. And you care. And you love us. Oh God, with an everlasting love. And so we pray today that you will bless this ceremony, this graduation ceremony, that you will bless everyone that is going to take part. We ask especially that you will bless the graduates and give them hope, give them strength, give them courage to know that nothing and no one will be able to stop their destiny. For you are with them. You are on their side. Bless them, we pray, and bless us together as we wait upon you in Jesus' wonderful name. Amen and amen. The Lord bless you. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Gordon, for such an ably done devotional exercise I'm now going to invite Aliyah Williams to come forward as she comes. Please give her a round of applause to do the welcome.
Distinguished guests at the head table, the Honorable James Chairperson, Member of Parliament, Mrs. Marsha Francis Johnson, Caretaker, Councillor of the Cedar Valley Division, Western St. Thomas Constituency, Miss Carrie Francis, Caretaker, Councillor of the Cedar Valley Division, Mr. Samuel Edwards, past students and sponsors, Mr. Gavin Tiffin, our esteemed stakeholder from Scotland, the Reverend Mrs. Carmen Donegan, Principal, Mrs. Abigail Marshall, PTA President, Reverend Paul Bailey, Board Chairman, Mrs. Audrey Crawford, Chairperson for the evening proceedings, and last but no means least, Mr. Andreas Gillins, guest speaker. Parents, guardians, graduates, well-wishers, family, students, friends, teachers, a pleasant good evening to you all. We, the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School family, would like to extend a hearty welcome to all of this our graduating class of 2016. We trust we exceed your expectations of us this evening by way of our achievements and awards. We strive to make each year better than the last, and with our continually growing family at this school, we seek to attain our goals for the betterment of our school and its community while developing our children to higher heights. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome.
Thank you, Aliyah. Give her another round of applause. I know you have all been feeling the warmth and the good vibes of Cedar Valley from Aliyah. So give yourselves a round of applause. I'm now going to invite the parents of the graduates to stand as they come and pin the corsage on their parents. Please stand, parents. Lovely bunch of parents. Give them a round of applause. They did a good job. So we're going to invite the graduates to come and pin their corsage on their parents. Okay, I was told, please be seated, that some of the other parents are on their way, so when everyone is here, we'll just do the same, alright? But now we're going to invite Jordan Campbell to come forward and introduce the chairperson for the afternoon. Give it up for Jordan!
Distinguished guests, parents, guardians, friends, and students, good evening. Born in the Pittsburgh parish of St. Thomas in the small community of Middleton, she attended the Middleton Primary School, then later transitioned to the Seaford High School. Her quest for further knowledge saw her enrolling at the Pasley Gardens Teachers College, where she obtained a diploma in teaching, then a honorary bachelor's degree in psychology from the York University, Toronto, Canada. She has been an educator for over 25 years and teaches English language and literature, personal development along with health and family life education at the Seaford High School. The proud wife of a pastor and mother of 3 children, she holds the title of National Youth Director of the Sanctified Church of God. Let us welcome this articulated, dynamic, motivational speaker or perceiving chairperson, Mrs. Arlene Crawford.
Please let us give the lady a big Cedar Valley welcome.
Chairman of the school board, Reverend Paul Bailey, our guest speaker, I'm just searching here, guest speaker of today's function, Principal Mrs. Carmen A. Donegan, distinguished guest, other invited guests, members of the academic and ancillary staff, parents, guardians, well-wishers, and most importantly, our graduates of 2016. Put your hands together for them, everybody. I am extremely honored to be invited to chair this special function here this afternoon. And as you know, I am very, very excited when it comes on to the educating of young minds. And as I look to my left here this afternoon, I want to say to the parents a thumbs up. They are looking really, really, really wonderful. Another round of applause for them. And I want to say to them here this afternoon, congratulations. But the journey has just begun. I want to say also to the teachers, you have weathered another year of school weather. And you have stood strong. Come on, give the members of staff a round of applause. As you know, it's not really easy to be in the classroom these days. But I'm happy to know that our teachers have stood strong and have continued their journey in doing justice to these our children here in Cedar Valley and by extension our parish. This afternoon I want to apologize for my lateness. I was at school and I didn't even get to go home to change for this function, but I'm here and I'm happy to be here. And I'm sure this afternoon we are going to be having a wonderful time as we cheer these our children on to another leg of their journey. And so saying, at this time, I am going to be inviting Garisha Davidson, our JCDC parish finalist, to come forward with an item. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome to perform Garisha Davidson. Garisha in the house. All right, just keep the applause going as Garisha comes. Come on, keep the applause going.
Good afternoon.
Testimonial by John Andrea Hutchins. Tell me, say, no good enough for your TV screen. Open your eyesight. Tell me, say, these are black, ugly, bumpy head, girl. Tell you, I'm feeling right. Cause me say these are good, so I'm not have no class. Straight my angle and road. Tell me, say, I'm educated woman, I'm tell you, I'm feeling good. You see, the truth is, I'm not ashamed of my own self. I'm not afraid of me. I'm looking to the mirror like to somebody. I'm see a look at me. Like I thick the beer in our broad face. Like her in and out of clothes. But most of all, love when she turn up for her defend. And love pose she a pose. But serious. When you go fall in love with you, all go off all your fear. When you go take the time to take that chance to your life, instead of fret about the year. For if it kinky or straight, if it black or white, transparent or opaque, God make all the way for a special reason. And God, don't make mistake. So if you want to criticize the Father's words, well, your life will be salt. For the Creator of all the way, all the call for it, even when we have plenty of. So, God, come black and bumpy head if you want, but make sure say the saint Lord, for the Creator love me, I will feel good for my bumpy head, black and proud.
And I'm happy this afternoon that she mentioned the works of the Creator. We are all unique, we are all special, we are beautiful, regardless of our skin color, what our hair looks like. We are unique in the sight of God. And these are some of the values that we need to teach our children. They are all beautiful, they are all unique. Talent is here at the Cedar Valley Primary School. Come on, everyone, go close with talent. I want to pause here to highlight the theme of this afternoon. Determination determines destiny. Determination determines destiny. It means there is no room for giving up. There is no room for mediocrity. There is no room for saying I can't. There is no room for pulling back. If you are going to reach your destiny, you have to remain steadfast. You have to stick to the task. There is no giving up. And I want the graduates here this afternoon to understand that. You are going to be leaving the shores of this year primary school, and you are going to be embarking on a new leg of your journey. And determination must be your hallmark. The work is going to get more challenging. You are going to be exposed to more subjects. You are going to meet new people. And there are always new things to learn. Determination is a word that you have to keep at the forefront of your minds as you move forward into another stage of your development. And I want to encourage the parents and guardians here this afternoon to continue to support your children. Continue to congratulate them when they do well, even in the small things. The problem is that we are quick to bash them when they make a wrong turn. But do we pause to congratulate them when they do something well? So let's bear in mind our theme, which is pertinent for all of us here this afternoon. Determination determines destiny. Thanks once again, Garisha. Continue to explore and to build on your talent. At this time, coming to bring greeting to this house, please welcome Mr. Paul Bailey, Chairman of the school board.
To our chairperson, Madam Mrs. Crawford, members of the head table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to our graduating class 2016, boys and girls, a pleasant afternoon. I stand with great honor one more year. It's a year of excellence. It's a year of one which we describe as Jubilee. I stand as a board chairman proudly to speak to you all this afternoon concerning our school and its development. And as we celebrate 2016 graduation ceremony, under the theme, Destiny, Determination Towards Destiny. I want to say, by using the word of my famous national hero, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and he says, and I quote, "Hope you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will." Speaking about accomplishment, let me say to you this afternoon that the school board, which governs the institution, we meet like every 2 times per quarterly. And one of our emphasis, especially when the principal gives a report, the school board places emphasis, number 1, on literacy, 2, numeracy, and 3, excellent. One thing I'm cheating about, when the principal gave a report and the school board gave the contribution, then she go back to her teachers and admin staff and speak what we talk about at the school board. And each quarter that she come to the board meeting, we have seen an improvement with the school administration as it relates to education, literacy, and numeracy. And I stand proudly when I look at the many years, the transition. Last year report was excellent when children take the GSAT. The year before was excellent. The year before was excellent. But for 2016, this year, it is more par excellent. I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is not just only the principal and her staff members, now the board members. It is the parents, patrons, international and local sponsors, and every one of you in the community who have contributed to the excellence of this year, GSAT. And as I stand here, I can assure you that next year it's going to be bigger, better, and greater. Do you believe that? All right. The 2016 class said that this year is the best, but 2016, I can tell you, with the help of your parents, and with the help of these distinguished, and all of us are here, it is much going to be better next year. Come next year, you'll be here. Alright. But this afternoon, I want to leave with you. And I will end with a word again from Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And he said, literacy, knowledge, and education rule the world, but ignorance carry the burden. And I want to implore my graduated class, this is your first hurdle. You have done well, and I hope that where you're going this afternoon, the next school, you will do much better. We are counting on you. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. You look so smart, sizzling, and beautiful. And I hope that you will all enjoy the rest of the afternoon. May God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, board. I certainly was not bored by the speech from the board chairman. Were you? No. It was really, really spicy. Come on, a thumbs up to our graduating class 2016 and their awesome achievements. And I'm happy, very happy that they are doing so well. And we want to encourage them to do even better. Yes, as I was saying, I want to encourage them to continue to do well and to exceed their teachers and their parents' expectations when they get to the next stage of their educational development. May I say here, we have really come a long way, Jamaicans. We have really come a long way. I'm reminded of a story that I was told when they first started to ask that farm workers be sent from Jamaica to the U.S. I heard that in that first interview session, 2 gentlemen from Jamaica were being interviewed, and one could not read very well. And so he said to his friend, "You see, when you're going for the interview, talk loud and let me know what the answer is." And so while they were being interviewed, the first question to the young man was, "How old are you?" 26! The gentleman looked at him very weird. There was no need to shout because they were really sitting very closely together. The second question was, if you were, no, how old, which grade were you when you left school? Grade 9! No, the interviewer really started to wonder what was going on. So the last question was, if you were given the opportunity to travel on the farm work program, how would you like to travel? By boat or by plane? He said, boat! Now the interviewer really realized that something was very fishy. So when the other young man came in, he turned the questions around. What grade did you leave school? 26. How old are you? 9. If you were given, no, are you an idiot or a goat? But now, if that story is true or not, I am not quite sure. But there is some lesson for us to what? To learn. It means that literacy is the way to go. And in the same vein, numeracy is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, we will get nowhere if we do not master these two areas. And once we have mastered these areas, then all the other areas will fall in line. So parents, even if you do not understand the work that they get, sit down with them and allow them to do well, to complete the assignments. That's going to be very important. Now, I am told that the theme is actually discipline determines destiny. But I wasn't quite off the mark, was I? Because discipline is tempered with what? Determination. So as you go forward, graduates of 2016, take the values you have learned here in terms of what? Discipline. And discipline falls right across the board in your assignments, yes. Those who love to watch television and to use the smartphones, yes, and the video games. Remember, you have to discipline yourselves when it comes onto your work, and also discipline yourselves in terms of your conduct and your behavior as you move forward. And so, with that said, we are going to be inviting the graduating class of 2016 to stand as they do their item at this time. Put your hands together for the class of 2016. Looking really, really lovely. Smart. Come on, man. Be a cheerleader, please. Cheer them on, cheer them on, cheer them on. Cheer them on. Yes.
They said you wouldn't make it so far out, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the nights you had to cry, 'cause you would never let it go inside. You work real hard and you know exactly what you want and need. So believe that you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say, I believe I can.
graduation ceremony like this, especially at this age, we want you to cheer the children up. Yes, ma'am. It is here afternoon. So if you come to celebrate with them, we are here to celebrate. Is that so? You see how people say are? We believe we can, and yes, we know that they can and they will. If you believe that, shout yes! Shout yes! Yes. We believe that they can, and we want to tell them that they can. And so, once again, graduates, you can and you will. Touch yourself and say, I can and I will. Come on, do it with an attitude. I can and I will. Girls, do it with an attitude. I can and I will. I can and I will. Yes. We want the attitude, not the rude truth, but the attitude. Yes. You can and you will. And so we are going to be moving on at this time. We are going to be moving now into the sections. Greetings. Looking around. Okay. The Member of Parliament, Honorable James Robertson, is not yet here, so we are going to be moving to the representative, Sergeant D. Brown from the Cedar Valley Police. Put your hands together for. Yes. And I'm very happy that we have a representative from the police station here this afternoon. It speaks well of the community and the support that we need to have within the community, especially for these our children. Too many of them, too many of our children are being lost in the cracks. Do you know that, parents? And so I want Sergeant here to really challenge us, all of us here this afternoon, educators, teachers, and parents, because some things are happening in our communities, in our Jamaican communities, that we need to have an understanding of as we move forward in guiding these young minds. Once again, put your hands together for Sergeant D.
Protocol observed, guardians, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in the audience. Good evening. It is my task this evening, and I must say an honor, to bring welcome on behalf of the Cedar Valley Police family, the St. Thomas Division, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We will look forward to functions like this to try and show the community that we want to be a part of the community. We're not here just to, as you people say, pressure people, or to come and knock you out of their bed at night trying to get the work done. But we look forward to participating in community events. Whether it's the church service that I was at church yesterday, I was invited to that church, community meeting, or stuff like that. But as it is the guardian special evening this evening, I must speak to you, and I will be short. I must speak to you. I must tell you, guardians, you are crossing a bridge, heading into a new world, or to simply put, heading into high school. When you get to high school, things there will be quite different. You are used to the school, you might be running around the school maybe 5-6 years, so you are used to everyone in the school. But in high school, things will be quite different. You will come upon older kids, and because you are young, and I tell you, it will happen to you. It happened to me when I went to the training school. First night, I had to do some stuff, I don't even want to repeat that. But it will happen to you. And those older kids, they'll force you into doing things that will be against the rule of your new school. Some of these things will be against the law. And one of the things that you can expect, they might want to force you to smoke. They might want to force you to take a knife into school. They might want to force you to take away teachers' money or your fellow student money. But believe me, if you are not sure of the stuff they're asking you to do, ask an adult. Ask your teacher. Take it home to your parents. Tell your parents. And I must say, you must not be afraid. Be very strong in saying a loud no. You will be respectful of these students, and I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but say no in a loud and clear way. Then I can guarantee you most of the bad stuff will stop there and then. No one will think of getting into your head or getting you into trouble. Believe me, students, if you enter into high school with the right attitude and achieve what you and your parents want you to achieve, what you set out to achieve, believe me, you would have done your parents, your primary school teachers, teachers at high school, would have done everyone, including yourself, proud. And guess what? To make my colleagues and I job very easy. We won't have any work to do, believe me. And I know everyone wants to have a good Jamaica, a wonderful Jamaica. And if you, believe me, you are the start to that. We know our society is kind of gone down a bit. Believe me, let you be the one who stop that. Believe me, I'm asking you for that. Parents and teachers, I could not come here and I don't say congratulations for the job well done. This is your hard work. This is your hard work that caused us to realize this evening. Parents, I want you to stand. Parents of the graduates, I want you to stand, please. You have done a great job in bringing your kids this far. So do not let them or yourself down by quitting or not continue to give them 100% support. As they head into a new direction, a new school. Please remember, they are not working they cannot work, believe me. It is against the law for them to work to send themselves to school. So, and I know this, it's most of the mothers who put out this effort, I know. But I don't want to disrespect the fathers that are here today. So, mothers, sit down. Sit down, mothers. Alright, fathers, I did not even write down this part, but let me tell you this. I've done my little study, and believe me, I see where most of our problems come from homes that the parents, that the fathers are absent. And believe me, I'm proud of you this evening, fathers that are here. And I want you to, when you leave here, I know some of us here, but some of us are valedictory. When you leave here, you see your colleagues that you know, you travel around the community. You see your colleagues that you know that is in the community and they don't help your kids. Sit them down, talk to them, not try to win all of their money. Ask them to put aside a little bit of this money. Liquor money, gambling money. Invest it in their kids. The ones that are still here, the ones that are going to high school. Invest, because guess what? These same kids will be our national commercial or Scotia or Jamaica when we get old and can't work. Alright? So you throw upon them to play their role as a father. Alright? Thank you very much. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have done my little speech, and I want to know it's geared towards making things easier for the police. Easier for our little community, nice quiet community. easier for our parish St. Thomas when them send on KFC and we still love it. Alright? And guess what? Easier for Jamaica. We will have less crime if we all pay our roads. Brothers, I will close by just saying these few words to you. And they are, one of my favorite animals is a turtle. The reason is that in order for the turtle to move, it has to stick its neck out. And I want to think of it, there are going to be hard times in your life when you're going to have to stick your neck out. There will be challenges, and instead of hiding national, you have to go out and meet them. Brothers, enjoy your evening. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Sergeant P. Brown. And he has made some real valid points, not just to parents, but to teachers and to the graduates. And I was happy that he highlighted the fathers. Thumbs up, fathers. It's good to see you here. And the very fact that you are here shows the care you have for your children. You are real fathers. And I'm really glad that Sergeant Brown touched on some of the issues that we are facing. I've been in the classroom for years. I'm not as young as I look. I've been in the classroom for years, and I've really seen some stuff. But may I say, Madam Principal, this is the worst I've seen with our children. Parents, you have to be one step ahead of your children. You need to know what is happening to them. You are supposed to be the parent and not the other way around. If you are the parent, it means that you are paying the rent. And so you need to put your foot what? Down. When it is time to put your foot down, you need to know where your children are 24/7. I'm imploring you, mothers and fathers, to take care of the children. Please, it's not just about giving them the money, the nice hairstyles, and the dress. It's much more than that. Thank you again, Sergeant Brown. Now, coming to us to share is a past student of this noble institution. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Samuel Edwards. Mr. Samuel Edwards.
Standing up asleep when we say, my goal, all of my goal is to reach my goal. Look at me now, when we treat me as a goal. Put me in a box like a rectangle. Look at me now, I'm in the my life. Where them used to come home, they come home. No one used to come home in my life for so long. Look at me now.
Distinguished guests, Madam Principal, teachers, parents, visitors, especially our graduating class. I stand here today humble, very proud. This is the first school, other than the living room of my mom, that I learned to read and write, right here. That song said, what is dream? I'm asking you a question. What is your dream? Graduating class, what is your dream? When I say, what is your dream, I mean, what do you want for yourself? What do you want to become when you grow up? Well, I mean, the grown folks would say, well, I'm already grown, but you still have a dream. I remember I was in grade 4. My classroom was right over there. I had a wonderful teacher. Her name was Miss Ray.
have an ex-favorite teacher, her name is Francis. Is she here today? It's Francis. Give her a round of applause. However, Miss Ray always asks the question, what do you want to become when you grow up? I was young, brave. I said a scientist or an architect. I love seeing those two words. I don't know what. Well, I took my common entrance at the time, passed for Mark High School. As soon as I reached Mark High School, I stopped dreaming. I don't know what happened. I stopped dreaming. I left Mark High School. I became a police officer. Sergeant, I loved it. You know that, right? I loved it so much. But was it my dream? Even though I loved it, it wasn't my dream. But by the grace of God, 2013, I got the opportunity to study at the University in Texas. Then I start dreaming again. I start dreaming again. I went in there, I took an exam. Little boy from Jamaica scored so much points. She said, you can just do a small, just do a little something. I'm not, being biased, but just to maybe assistant nursing or. I said, when I was in grade 4, I wanted to be a scientist or an architect. Ladies and gentlemen, graduating class, May 14, 2016, I graduated as a petroleum data technologist.
Yes.
My job right now is to study the science of getting oil and gas from the ground. That is my job. I'm working with scientists. Ladies and gentlemen, students, teachers, parents, and these beautiful bunch right here. I had a dream. You can dream too. Anything you want, you can become. Your dream is important. Live your dream. Don't look at a man as just a man. Look at him at what he can become, and he will become. Don't look at these students as just students. Look at them as lawyers, doctors, teachers, nurses. Their futures are our future are in their hands. When we're sick, old, can't move, we will need them. As I close today, greatness is within you. Live your dream. Live your dream. Thank you very much.
Come on, keep it better. Round of applause for our student of the Cedar Valley Primary School. You are to be proud. Yes, live your dream. If you can dream it, it can happen. Come on, put your hands together again for me, sister. As we implore our graduates to go follow their dream. And I like the fact that although he became a police officer, he knew that that was not his dream. And he did something about it. and graduated this year in line with his dream. Awesome. At this time, coming to us is Mrs. Donegan, principal of this noble institution, and she's going to be coming with the principals. Oh, I am so sorry. At this time, we are going to be putting on the corsages on the parents. Yes, parents, pick up yourself. Stand up, please. All the parents over there. All the parents of the graduates. Beautiful. And I like what I'm seeing here. Honoring the parents. I don't think I've seen it in any other graduation. Come on, clap yourselves. Clap yourselves. I think this is a best practice. Yes, we're going to be adopting. So I understand the persons who are responsible will be coming forward to do just that. The graduates will be putting on the corsages on their parents. And we want you to do something nice to them, See their hug or a kiss or something along with that. Put your hands together again for the graduates. Yes, I love it. Showing appreciation to the parents. And I want to congratulate you, Madam Principal, for this home, this initiative. It's a wonderful initiative. And I would want this to continue. You know, even when they go to high school, remember the efforts that your parents have made to allow you to get thus far. Another round of applause for the parents and graduates. And I want to say, parents, never take the children for granted. They will always be your children. They will always make mistakes, but always be there for them. Remember, you are the parents, they need your support. And sometimes they are going through stuff that you might not even understand. But just be there to rub their head, to allow them to have a shoulder to lean on. It's very, very, very important. Fathers, when you are in the lives of your daughters, it will allow them to know what to expect from men. Yes. And for the young men, fathers, when you are in their lives, it will allow them to understand how to treat women. So fathers, I know mothers are important, but I just want fathers to understand that you need to be there. And we are happy that you are there. Clap yourselves, fathers. Clap yourself. All right. Coming to us now is Madam Principal. Please welcome Mrs. Donegan. Good afternoon, everyone. Master of Ceremonies, Crawford. Councillor Caretaker, MP for Western St. Thomas, Ms. Marsha Francis. Our board chairman, Reverend Paul Bailey, Reverend Jeffrey Gordon, Sergeant Brown, Mr. Gavin Tiffin, Mr. Samuel Edwards, our guest speaker, Mr. Andrew Stevens. Other distinguished guests, our PTA president, other distinguished guests at the head table, and our special guests. The graduating class of 2016, parents of the graduating class, other parents, teachers, students, community members, well-wishers. It is with honor that I stand to present a report for the school year 2016. I must use this opportunity to thank all individuals, members of the Board of Management, the PTA, academic, administrative, and ancillary staff members of the various school committees and associations, sponsors and other stakeholders in creating the platform necessary for targeted learning outcomes and student achievement. This school year has seen a great improvement in the approaches used for teaching and learning, stakeholders' involvement and contribution, overall students' performance, and community involvement and relations. A reduction in our student population due to the non-continuation of the A-STEP program resulted in an initial enrollment of 157 students, 83 boys and 74 girls. The infant department consisted of 25 students at start and the primary section 132. This was complemented by academic staff of 12 members, 2 administrative staff members, 13 support staff members, and 5 teacher volunteers. Projects. The school embarked on a number of projects to engage students' participation and learning. Partnership was developed with key stakeholders who contributed time, funding, and their expertise to move the projects forward. The broiler project was instrumental in providing protein for meals prepared at the canteen by our cook. The drip irrigation rainwater harvesting containerized school garden project, sponsored by the Environmental Health Foundation in association with USAID and RADA in St. Thomas, continues to provide teaching learning opportunities for children and also supplement vegetable for use at the canteen and also for sale. The board chairman and team of parents and casual workers continued the carrot farm this year. The farm yielded a total of 237 pounds of carrots. The school benefited from proceeds from sales that helped to offset student programs, but most importantly, nutritional benefits as carrot was used in meal preparation at the canteen. Activities and special days and activities were observed during the school year. Some of these included National Heritage Week celebration, Parents Month, with a high point of a Parents' Night Out activity, Jamaica Day, earthquake and fire drills, Peace Day activities with the creation of a Peace Corner, Gender Day, Report Day, Children's Day, and Sports Day. Contributions were received at Sports Day from Mr. Martin and Miss Marsha Francis in the form of trophies donated. Mr. Ogilvy has directed us to retire the trophies he had contributed and promised that for the next school year he will give a new set of trophies. The statement in my report this time last year was, Sports Day 2015 was phenomenal. Can we outdo ourselves? We wait for next year to see. And have we seen? Of course we did. Inter-House Sports 2016 was taken to another level. It was away with bamboo booths. All houses set up tents. Banners were custom made. And the march pass was upgraded to a glamorous grand entry. All house patrons rose to the occasion. They financed and supported their houses well and were also present on the day. I pause for us at this time to recognize the house patrons for their most valuable and appreciated contribution in the development of the school, especially in the area of sports. Mr. Houghton Peso, Lampard House. Mr. Selvin Davis, Davis House. Mr. Hector Wheeler, Wheeler House. Miss Patricia Williams, Williams House. Performances and achievements. Athletics, the school was placed second in the Blue Mountain District Association Sports. Out of that event, some children were featured in the JTA national newspaper, The Clarion. Mrs. James Bailey used her initiative to train children for the JCDC competition in speech and dance. They were very successful, and some of these pieces will be presented to you this afternoon. The achievements are dance, bronze medal at the parish level. And for speech, 1 bronze medal, 2 silver medal, and 3 gold medal at the parish level. One of these gold pieces was selected for the parish for national entry. The school further went on to win the JCDC trophy for the Western region. The University of the West Indies has been hosting a national mathematics competition, and this year we have entered for the first time. Our children have passed through the 3 rounds, and at this point, 3 children have reached the finals and have sat it and are awaiting their results. They were trained and supported by teacher Miss Wilson. The school has shown improvement in literacy and numeracy results, and of such has received a certificate from the Ministry of Education recognizing our achievement in numeracy. Peace Corps Jamaica has been partnering with us for a while. We benefit from literacy support in the persons of Miss April Lohan and Miss Kelly Reeves, who has come to the end of her tenure. However, we are fortunate to have a new Peace Corps volunteer in the area of environment and agriculture, Miss Linda Royce. This has resulted in strengthening our partnership, the school, RADA, and the community, headed by the Cedar Valley JAS. The Jamaica Youth Business Trust has embarked on a program that seeks to develop and assist business in agriculture. The school has played an integral role in hosting meetings and the registration of applicants who stands to benefit from up to $500,000 for farming projects. The school stands ready to host a training that will begin shortly. Mention must be made of the number of agencies and individuals who partnered with us to add value to our school activities. The Ministry of Education, led by our Education Officer, Mrs. Henry Harris, the PTA, the Fire Services, the Police, Ministry of Health and our Health Center, the National Environmental Trust, the churches in the school community, CDA, Victim Support Unit, RADA, Peace Corps Jamaica, House Patrons, and Mr. Gavin Tiffin, our Scottish sponsor. In similar manner, we recognize working committees. The Guidance Committee led by Mrs. Charlene Nicholas, our Guidance Counselor. And must pause to say to you that about a month ago there was a regional meeting with guidance counselors from our region, that is from St. Mary, Portland, and St. Thomas. And with all those guidance counselors right across schools, including high school, our guidance counselor was singled out by the head of the region for the guidance counselor that is doing her job the best. We have continued to pursue our safety and security with Mrs. Delia Russell leading. Student leaders were installed and the past Student Association. Internal teams are there to monitor daily the activities and also the curriculum implementation team. The principal continued on her course with the National College of Educational Leadership and pursued courses in security and safety, school governance, records management, conflict and behavior management, and classroom observation. Out of that, we have adopted a new approach of supervision, clinical supervision. The project was assessed recently and by all indication, we are successful. Grade 6 achievement test. I will share with you the average scores per subject. Language arts. Last year results was 69% average. This year it is 72%. Last year result was 60% in mathematics. This year it is 72%. Very notable that in a subject like mathematics, there is seen a 12% increase. Social studies, we have seen a 14% increase from 64% last year to 78% this year. For science, we have seen a 5% increase from 69% to 74%. Our children did well in communication tasks, and so as we share the improvement, we have to share where we fall short. And so in communication tasks, last year it was 75, but this year it is 72, but we still come in there. The GSAT placement for secondary high schools is as follows. A total of 24 students sat the GSAT. Their performance was very good, outstanding, and can be termed record-breaking. This year's overall average of the 5 subjects mentioned is 74%. 2 students must be highlighted. Jaden Foster. Jaden to stand. Jaden. You will hear more things about him as the afternoon goes on, but Jaden gained a perfect score, 100 in social studies. Another student, Janine Millwood, she gained a perfect score in science, 100%. Mention must be made also of Kadia Henry. Kadia missed the perfect score by 1 point. She gained 99% in they are commendable because the subject is mathematics. All teachers are known for their input in the preparation of the children from infant to grade 6. For their final examination, their teacher, Miss Wilson, is recognized for her series of preparation. I also joined with the board chairman to recognize all the other workers, the support staff, the administrative staff, the cook, everyone, the cleaners who made it possible for this success. Placements to the schools are as follows. Robert Lightburn, of the 24 students, Robert Lightburn, 4 students. Mavis Bank High School, 1 student. St. Thomas Technical High School, 2 students. Kingston College, 1 student. And Moran Bay High School, 13 students. In addition, I recognize the efforts of all stakeholders, the PTA president, Mrs. Abigail Marshall, who works relentlessly for the development of our school students and teachers and their parents. Always a motivating force, and the rest of the board members. Reverend Paul Bailey, head of our school board, for the hard work that he puts in, and not only that, but his presence is always felt at the school. As we plan the way forward and and seek to achieve our institutional goals. We look forward for your continued partnership to provide the best opportunities for our children and our community. Many stakeholders have come on board. Students' welfare has been enhanced by stakeholders who have offered scholarship and support for children, particularly the school leaders. Some of them include Alton Telfer, who resides in Canada. Earlier this year, he made a contribution for children's welfare. The Honorable James Robertson, he has always provided an annual scholarship of $10,000 and a trophy for the top GSLOT girl and boy. Mr. Gavin Tiffin, last year he sent a contribution towards scholarship. We had criteria, we set that out, we sent back to him, he was satisfied. And last year he sponsored 8 children. This year, he is here with us this year to do the same. He is providing us 8 scholarships of $30,000 each. The Henderson family always provide an annual contribution of $10,000 to a needy student with potential. The Cedar Valley JAS has come on board recently, and this year they will contribute a scholarship for $10,000. Mr. Samuel Edwards, past student, is here today to give gift packages to students who will remain at school and cash award to the GSAT performers at the top. High Praise Foundation has contributed a scholarship starting with $10,000 for another $20,000 in the 2 years to come. And finally, Mr. Hector Wheeler, they have initiated a Wheeler Simmons scholarship that was launched this year with a life for 3 years. They will do 3 years of this scholarship. Every year a different set of students. This year they have already contributed $1,000 US for 4 top GSAT performers. They also promise that in addition to this scholarship, they will continue to provide mentorship and support. The prospects at Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School seem fair as we forge ahead. We are poised for greater things than we have accomplished this year. We implore our stakeholders and the community to work with us. We invite you, our stakeholders, to join us in the realization of our school's mission to seek to inculcate the proper attitudes, values, and skills for all students through quality education in order to maximize their full potential and that of the community. And in doing so, we endeavor to make Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High the school of choice. Thank you. Forgive me if I am verbally constipated after such a speech. Come on, put your hands together. My head is still reeling from the number of achievements. I don't think you know how blessed you are. The number of persons that are supporting the school, financially and otherwise, you are blessed here. Primary school. I can tell you that. And based on what I've seen and heard, our students here are poised on the brink of possibilities. How about put your hands together for these children? I want to say thank you to all the stakeholders who have come on board. all those who are given in cash and kind. Continue to support the initiatives of the school. You are going places, Cedar Valley. You are going places. And continue to do so. Thank you, Madam Principal. That was very extensive. I feel that I really know the school in such a short space of time. Very good job, Madam Principal. At this time, we are going to be inviting the JCDC parish finalists for the dance to come forward with the item at this time. The JCDC parish finalists. Parish finalists. Yes. Right up here in Cedar Valley, where people think say a bush. Come on, lad. Put your hands together for the church. Be going places. I can tell you that. And parents, you need to continue to support them as they move forward. You see, it does not end here. It's just beginning. Yes, and I know that the spotlights will be on them if they continue. Now, one of the things that I noticed though is that when they leave the primary school and they reach to high school, some of them stop displaying the talents. Come on, I implore you and I charge you to go forward and unearth your talents. We want to see you all over. And at the top we need to see St. Thomas. Come on now. Come on, the person is there. It's not one. Come on, St. Thomas people. We have talents. excellence and we have greatness in this parish. And we ought to allow people to know who we are and what we are. Come on, put your hands together again for the children, the graduates. I know Madam Principal must miss this set, but I know another set is coming up where the talents are going to be on earth. All right. And the greeting continues. At this time, please welcome the PTA President, Mrs. A. Marshall. Come on, the PTA President. Oh, she was right here.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. All protocols observed. Greetings, massive! Greetings, Cedar Valley! Walk on, Cedar Valley! Alright, I love the feeling, but you know, it's this time of the year, my eyes tend to sweat a little bit. Because honestly, I'm missing these sets of students and my lovely parents. I cannot express it. These are the prides of Cedar Valley. Stand up and show off. Come on, stand up, man. You are the prides. I love you all, and I'm just heart-rending because you're going, and I know that I will miss you. I miss the hope when I drive up in the afternoons and to get the hope. Miss Marshall, what are you doing? I'm going to miss it, guys. You are the prides of our school, and I am so proud of you. I'm proud of your achievements, and I know that you are going to go very, very far, and I implore you that you continue to hold the banner of Cedar Valley high, so when they say which school you come from, what are you going to tell them? Cedar Valley! What are you going to tell them? Cedar Valley! And remember that you are the prize of our school. Please be seated. Parents, we have done it. Clap yourselves. You have done it, and we have done it together, and I am proud of you, and you have done well. You have worked with the children, and we supported you, and you just work. We work as a team, and I am so happy for you. I know that butterflies are all in your stomachs. If I feel so overwhelmed, I can imagine you. So I just want to say congratulations again, and don't give up on them. Keep fighting with them through to the end. And I know that you will be proud. Clap yourself. For the teachers, I must say a big, big thank you. For our principal, Mrs. Donegan at the head, believe me, we could not have done it without you behind us, beside us, and all the way with us. I must also say a big thumbs up to Miss Wilson for a big job for these teaching us. We could not do it without, and all the other supporting teachers. We want to thank you from infant right up to grade 6. We want to big up all the teachers because it's from infant that we could produce these prizes that we are turning out to all the different high schools, and we are very proud. Give yourselves a round of applause, teachers. Also, to our community members, I could not forget or don't mention or recognize you this afternoon. When I'm here doing any activities at all, I am not going to call the name because I don't want to get in trouble, but I must big you all up for those who support the school and continue to send their children to our school. We are proud, and you have seen as a testimony for yourselves the prize that we turn out each year to our high schools. So don't pass our school and go to another school. Send them right here to see a value. We can do it just like other schools and even better. So please, September morning, we want to see a lot of new parents, and we want the support of the community, and we love you all, and we thank you, and I want you to have a good afternoon, and parents, children, go off in style, and always remember that you are the prize of the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. I thank you.
You see, I almost have to draw from my mind. No, seriously. I feel tears coming. She spoke with such passion. You know, she loved the children and she loved the place. Come on, clap, clap. Clap her. Wonderful. Yes. I am not from this part. Yes, but I really feel a part this evening. Yes, and I really like what I'm seeing. I like the vibes. And I like what I'm hearing. Something happening up here, so come on, clap, clap, put your hands together. Something is happening. Yes, that's a testimony. Something is happening. All right. And so at this time we are going to be invited to come forward the house patron representative. It's Scottish. Okay. All right. At this time, and I want to make sure I pronounce this right. Is it Mr. Gavin Tiffin? Okay, I got it right. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be welcoming Mr. Gavin Tiffin, the Scottish British School sponsor. Come on, put your hands together. Yes! Wonderful. Put your hands together! Wonderful! And you know, tonight, I'm going to listen for him with his Scottish accent. I love this Scottish. Put your hands together!
Oh, that was a lot. Thank you very much. To be honest, I'm a bit speechless at the moment. I didn't know what to expect when I came. For us, we don't really have graduations back in Britain, and being here now and seeing all the graduates, it just reinforces to me why myself and my wife, who unfortunately can't be here today, she's back in the UK, why we support the school. I've never seen anything like this. It's amazing. The fact of your exam results, the fact the whole community's here, the parents are here, everybody's here joining in together. You've got the local police, you've got members from the community. It really is honestly breathtaking, and I think Britain could learn a lot from Jamaica. And it's a message that we need to take back to Britain. We've got some hard times at the moment back home in the UK, there's a lot of unrest. And I think seeing things like this really just makes it worthwhile. I need to go back and show people. Thanks to Edmund here, we've got a video of today so I can show people the video. And just tell them what happens here and show them the community spirit. Obviously, I need to thank, I think you know her as Kush, obviously Patricia Williams, who introduced me to the school, and all the work she does here. Also, Donna Crosdale, I don't know if she's here, but I believe, yes, yeah. Hello. I believe Pat makes you run around quite a bit, so well done. Obviously, thank you to the teachers for all the work they've done, Miss Donegan. Excellent work. Without you, the school wouldn't be here, so congratulations. And obviously, the graduates of this year. So we award the top boys and girls. The criteria I set out, I made it very clear. At school, I wasn't the best at exams, and I wasn't the best at sports. But what I did do is I gave my best. And I think that's the most important thing. So the criteria we have is not just your exam results, but your attendance, the fact that you go to school where you're meant to go to school, what you do for sports day, for extracurricular activities, so what you do within the community as well, that's important, not just the exams. And I think the one thing I'll leave you with is, when I grew up, I worked hard, but the one thing you always have to remember, and why I'm here today, is to always give back. Remember friendship, remember respect, and as the Sergeant mentioned, just keep out of trouble, be true to yourself, and give 110%. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but as long as you give yourself 110%, you can be proud of yourself. So to everyone here, to the parents, obviously keep giving your support. Thank you for having me. It's been an honour, and I don't know what else to say. I am actually genuinely speechless. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was Mr. Gavin Tiffin, and I did hear the Scottish accent. Yes, wonderful, sir. On behalf of the school, once again, thank you for your interest and your sponsorship towards this organization. And I'm happy that he pointed out something that is very important. The academics, that's important, but you also need to understand that the extracurricular activities are just as important. So as you go forward with your math, your language, your social studies, and your science, remember to be a part of the extracurricular activities. Don't give those up. And then something that you said, you must always give back. Your community, once you get to high school, secondary level, you have to do, I think about 46 hours of community service. That is going to be key. That's very important, and that's giving back to your community. So always remember that. A round of applause. Thank you, sir. Gavin Tiffin. Coming to us now is a very beautiful lady, and I told her the pictures I see up on the when I pass some of the boards here about does not do her justice. I did not even recognize who she was. Coming to us now, please welcome the Constituency caretaker, Mrs. Marsha Francis. Come on, a round of applause. Wonderful.
Madam Chairman, today's program, Mrs. Crawford, educator at the Seaford High School. The chairman of the school board, Reverend Paul Bailey, my friend and also past student of this school. School principal, Mrs. Dunnigan. She has been here since my son was a student here. Mr. Gavin Tiffin, sponsor, very good sponsor of this school. A guest speaker, my cousin, Mr. Andreas Gillens, Mrs. Samuel Edwards, past student and friend, PTA President, Mrs. Abigail Marshall, you were very inspirational, I must say. Representative from the JCF, Reverend Gordon, graduates, parents, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant evening to you all. A pleasant evening to you all. Very good, sounds better. I, Marsha Francis, in 1990, I was in the graduating class, and now we are 2016. That's a long time ago. That's 26 years ago. I'm not that young, of course, I'm over 40. And so I'm proud to say that I am a past student of the Cedar Valley Primary. At the time it was all age. So you know it's a long time. And I must say though, as I look around, I can see many of the past students of the school, and I can also tell you that I'm very proud that most of us have accomplished, and because we have started at this humble place, Cedar Valley. I can truly say this evening that Cedar Valley is a wonderful community. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And that's the reason I am here as your representative, your political representative. I never wanted to be a politician. However, when I was called, I answered the call because I wanted to represent my people of the Cedar Valley Division. I am not only the caretaker of the constituency, but I'm the counselor for this noble community. And so this evening, I speak to you, the graduates. 2 years ago, I was a guest speaker. And there was a new initiative. He spoke with the board chairman, and he said, he said, Marsha, you know what? We should invite our past students to come and be guest speaker every year. And so I must commend you for keeping that promise. I look at my cousin Andreas Gillens this evening, and I know he will speak to you, and when you can really relate, it is different. And so I speak to you this evening, graduates, because let me tell you something. When I leave the school in 1990, I was a little country girl. I know nothing about the outside world. But here it is. And I'm not going to preach it up this evening. I'm going to give it to you as is. I was a country girl, and when everybody else was in class, because I went to the High School, it was a private high school at the time. And when everybody else had the hairstyle and the short skirts and everything, I couldn't do that, because guess what? I am coming from the old school. Because my mother would kill me. And you know what? What I really want you to understand this evening is that you must not get distracted. Do not get distracted. Remember your roots. You better go on and show up for myself. I'm going to hot girl and hot boy. Because hot boy and hot girl team don't work. You don't understand, Mr. Edwards, you hear what he said? When he entered high school, he stopped dreaming. But guess what? At 30 plus years, he realized and recognized what he really wanted. And you know what? He came here this evening, he stood up in front of us, and he's not boasting, but he's proud of where he is. And not only him, but we are proud to know that he is a past student of the Cedar Valley School. So, this evening, because I believe in you, because I believe in the people of Cedar Valley, I have a small token this evening for the top performers. Not only one performer, but both the boy and the girl. And this I will continue every year. Whether I remain as a counselor or not, I will as a past student of this school. I will be giving $10,000 each for the top boy and the top girl. And I want that is just my token of appreciation to you. And parents, as I look, I can see a few of the parents are my former schoolmates. Very proud to know, Mr. Foster, you must be sweating in pride this evening. Because I know you're a poster boy, I know you're a long time now. I know that this evening, I am proud. I'm happy for you, very happy. And parents, I'm really happy for you. I can see your faces swelling with pride this evening. And so if I can feel this way, I always tell people I don't like graduations and weddings. Because when the songs are playing, I feel like I want to cry really. So, but really, it's a good feeling, and I must tell you that you've done well, and congratulations to you, and whatever I can do. My back to school program continues. Nothing has changed. I am still your counselor, and so I continue the back to school program that I've started since 2012. So be free to contact the office, contact me. I have a special thing that I really want to talk to you about, the past students. I'm happy that you all are here. What I've recognized, and I've been talking to the PTA president about it, is that at her school there is no recreational activities for our school, for the children in the kindergarten area. We really want to create a play area for these kids. Not only a few chain swings, but we're talking about conventional, we're talking about contemporary, we're talking about something new today. So we're going to be creating a play area for infant department and for the grade 1 students. We're talking about something, the slides and all of that. So if the past students want to buy in and to contribute, we're going to be doing that because we want to ensure that we leave a mark as past students of this school. So I also want to thank the teachers. You've been doing an excellent job. The auxiliary staff, sometimes they are left out, most of the time, but they keep our surroundings clean. And so we want to thank them for continuing good job, always. So, not much more to say this evening because we have a long program. So, I just want to tell you this evening that I really appreciate you all and that I am very proud to be here to speak with you as a past student of the Cedar Valley Primary School. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Past student and constituency caretaker, Mrs. Marsha Francis. And I don't need to comment. I tell you, wonderful. And thank you for that new initiative. You jot that down, Madam Principal? Yes. All right. And so we are moving forward at this time. We are going to be inviting to the podium Mr. Romain Redman, and he's going to be charging the graduates at this time. Mr. Romain Redman. And it looks like he's a favorite.
Good evening, everybody, distinguished members of the head table, or council caretaker, or councillor, Miss Marsha Francis. I'm talking about our dear principal, Mrs. Carmen Donegan, my dear principal, guest speaker, Mr. Andreas Giddens, and other specially invited guests, parents, teachers, graduates, my class, right? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. When I say parents, you have a set of extraordinary, exceptional students. I truly mean that. I taught these students for 3 months while I was with Miss Wilson, helping out. And the level of critical thinking these students displayed was exceptional. I tell you, I'm fresh out of high school, and I thought that I had it. But when my students rose up against me and challenged some of the things that I said, I was shocked. I was astonished, but most of all, I felt so elated. That was November, I held a youth empowerment conference with my dear counselor here, Miss Marsha Francis, and a couple of my friends, right? And even though the turnout was low, my students came. And when it came for the time for me to write that report, those students told me everything I needed to put in that report. S for serious, right, students? What was the T for? Tenacious? Next? They are forgetting. But they are good students anyway. Alright, so let me first start by congratulating you on your phenomenal results. I mean, when I heard, I knew they could do it, but when I heard, I just couldn't contain myself. My brother there, testimony to my reaction in the house, right? I ran upstairs, downstairs, in the basement, everywhere, because my students, 14 of them will be moving on to my high school, right? 1 for Kingston College, 2 Robert Lightburn, 4 Robert Lightburn, 2 St. Thomas Technical. Isn't that extraordinary? I must say a job well done, and I'm telling you that greatness is embedded within you. I was deeply honored to be a part of your family for the 3 months, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. So I can remember when I was one of you 6 years ago, approximately, graduating, and the sense, right, of gratification I felt knowing that I was moving on to high school. Right? It was always a bittersweet feeling, knowing that come September morning, my friends and I will be in different places. I will be in a new school, with new faces, new students, but I found comfort in the fact that I was moving on to further myself and to better my gifts, my potential, and all my abilities. I'm supposed to encourage you and charge you for high school. But the key thing that I wanted to take away from my speech today, and I want you to take away everything else, right, was that I want you to keep in mind that high school can be as easy as you make it to be. It's all in your potentials, all in your abilities, right? So you are being given an opportunity that you cannot afford to let slip through your fingers, because building the rest of your lives, this is a fact, starting high school. So first things first, know yourselves. Believe in yourselves. And never say you can't before you try. And these are all cliches because they are so true and they are rooted in the very fabric of life. Right? So your parents believe in you, your teachers believe in you, I believe in you. Now show yourself that you believe in yourselves. Your limits exist beyond the skies. Always remember that entering high school with a plan is one of the greatest things you can do. If it's even not one for your future professions, right? But it can still be just to work as hard and to keep those averages up. But just have an idea of what it is that you'd like to accomplish at the end of your 5 to 7 years in high school. Work hard, stay focused, because Mr. Idleness is a mean employer who doesn't like to pay. Instead, he takes more than what he has invested in you. And believe that, right? You have no need to be loitering in the parks in the evenings or skipping schools, but use each given minute of your day to further yourselves. Get involved. Join clubs and societies. Do you see the level of talent displayed on the stage here today? I mean, I have Kevisha here. When she rises to speak, it's words. I have Kavia who will tell you, when it comes on to mathematics, that girl has it, but just 1 point short. Right? We have Jaden there and Jordan, brilliant debaters. The debate club will be welcome and happy to have you. Right? And I'm going to recommend it to a few that I personally love: Modern Language Club, 4-H Club, Debating Society, everything else. Yeah. So get involved in clubs. You are blessed with amazing talents. Use them. And this is another key. Be respectful. Always be respectful and polite. That's something that will never go old. Right? So your parents have taught you well, right? You know what is good, so do what is good and do what is right. Your teachers deserve respect and your obedience. It will make your high school experience so much easier, right? Obey the school rules. They are there for your protection. They are there to guide you towards the world ahead. And they are for your safety and were made with your best interests at heart. Always do your assignments on time and hand them in, saving you the zeros and saving you the detentions and the parents coming to school. And this is, of course, a special appeal because it is getting so rampant in our society now. Ladies and gentlemen, you are young ladies and you are young men. Be and remain young ladies and remain young men. This world has so many things to throw at you, but you have to decipher, right, which it is that you like to adopt the good ones, right? Adopt the good ones. Respect yourselves. Respect your parents' efforts, right? And the schools you represent. No partying in the school buses. Drugs and alcohol are not for you. And there's this popular advertisement on television that said, if you want to know what dangerous cigarettes are, if cigarettes look as dangerous as they are, you literally run for your lives. And it is so true. Right, so all these destructive elements, you don't need them in your life. Because, you see, when you go old and you have that job, and you're turning that 6 to 7 figures per year or per month or whenever, I tell you, parties, the highest Hollywood will be sending for you for your most prestigious events. Grammys, your thing, Oscars, everything. They will be sending for you because you have it already. So all you have to do is just relax and enjoy the rest of your lives. And this is an appeal to the parents. Parents, I implore you to continue encouraging these children and give them all love and support they need. In this day and age, it is imperative that you sit them down and explain things to them. Tell them what to expect of them and explain circumstances which may be affecting them. Never say anything that may make them feel discouraged. Never tell them they are good for nothing because they are good for everything. Their limits exist beyond the unlimitedness of the sky. Right? And they say words are like two-edged swords. But trust me, parents, when it comes from you, when these discouraging words come from you, cut you sharper than steel. I'm telling you that. Parents, check up on your children's progress in school. talk to their form teachers, their hero supervisors, when you have the chance to, of course, check their notebook, speak to the bus and taxi operators to see what they're like on the buses. It is parenting the right way, not an invasion of privacy. This evening I would also like to make a special appeal to the taxi operators I should say. Please, spare a space for at least one child from time to time in the mornings and evenings. We understand the road conditions, they aren't the best. But just for the sake of helping a child and helping that child to get home so that he or she can have adequate rest for school the other day does a world of good. I'm telling you. So let us all congratulate the class of 2016 with luck on your high school journey, and thank you. Thank you for having me being a part of your family for this month. It was so unfair. I love you all.
Beautiful. Come on. Constituent Mr. Redman. The man is articulate. And articulate. And articulate. Awesome. Come on, I tell you, I love it. We talk about being speechless. My goodness. Cedar Valley, are you realizing the products that you have turned out? Are you seeing, are you listening? You should be very, very proud of yourselves. And I'm happy that he charged. I like the fact that he charged the taxi drivers. Yes, and I want to add one little thing. In ensuring that there's a space for a child, please also ensure that you play the right kind of music. Yes, I am telling your parents, if you should hear the kind of lyrics that your children listen to on a day-to-day basis, you will be appalled. So we are appealing to those persons who are supposed to know better, to do better, so that we can produce the quality youth that we need to fit into society in becoming worthwhile citizens. That's what we are looking for. And parents, you too have a part to play. Today, a parent came to, I think it's graduation time, and she came to pay her child's fee, and we could not allow her through the gates. Parents, you need to dress right. You are teaching lessons to your children in how you conduct yourselves. And sometimes the children are very ashamed of saying, that is my mother, when you turn up at the gate. Please make sure that you make your children proud. It is not so much what you say, but what you do. Parents, be very careful. You are teaching them life lessons. And may I congratulate the parents for how they look. Clap yourselves. I was saying, and I've been to a lot of graduations and functions, and I said to Madam Prin, these students look like children. And I love that. I've been to some graduation exercises, even at the early childhood level. My God, the hairstyle is bigger than they are. The dress is bigger than they are. And we push them into being adults before they are ready. I traveled in a taxi from Seaport to Mont Bay one day, and we stopped and picked up two persons. I was in the front, so I didn't really get to see who they were. But when approaching Mont Bay, before I actually came out, they asked for a stop. And one of the ladies said to the taxi driver, "Is so much you take for her?" So he said, but she's an adult like you are, and she's not in uniform. And she said, but you're just 12. And when I turned around and I looked at the child that is supposed to be 12. It's 12 going on 32. Parents, it's an indictment on you. No, that I'm very serious. If you saw how that child was dressed, you are setting up your children. Some of us as parents are setting up our children, and I don't give the perverts right on the outside, but some of us are setting up our children. Parents, be very careful. You are teaching your children life lessons, you come with yourself. And so, at this time we are going to be inviting Racy and Clark, another JC, DC, National finalists. Come on! We are the cheerleaders!
Trainer, unknown author. Don't think I could be that things we got through, trainer. I used to live in our yard where everybody think they better off than the other. But the only thing me could I do is to make them know that me not skin up when me ear are ready to go Europe. Is to make them know that me is a man who will ball up and tear up us up. Because I got some wicked thoughts. Me I tell a trainer that I pass some man per corner, that I know some old murderer, and I still there. That one night I just get up for I did feel fed up and flash the area. I take a walk, come out here, and when you take a stop, it's a dance I hang up at. Dance crash and ready for tracks. But the last bus stop, I never have no taxi fare. Plus, I just never did live anywhere. So I just walk and hold me head up in the air.
Are happening at the Cedar Valley Primary School, and we ought to be on national television. Yes, wonderful. And I think she'll reach there. She can reach there. Yes. And we will. I like that. We will. Awesome. At this time, the graduating class of 2016 will be rendered another item. I did say the graduating class of 2016.
Ladies, gentlemen, take it.
When tomorrow comes, I'll be on my own, feeling frightened of the things that I don't know. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes. And though the road is long, I look up to the sky, and in the dark I found a soul that I won't find. And I sing along, and I sing along.
A very vibrant bunch of students. And we want that vibrancy to be displayed as they move on in their journey. Awesome. Say awesome. When I say graduates, you say awesome. Graduates. Graduates. Awesome. All right. At this time, we will be having the valedictory speech, and we are going to be having the valedictorian for 2016. We are going to be inviting Torian, the valedictorian. I thought you said her name is Torian, no? Getting my wires crossed here. All right, we're going to be inviting the valedictorian. Where's she? Or he? It's more than one. Okay. They'll be coming forward at this time. Put your hands together. And welcome. All four. Come on, let's hear it for them. Yes. And I like the mix, Miss Wilson. I love the mix.
Distinguished guests at the head table, parents, guardians, students, well-wishers, families, friends, teachers, all other staff members, good evening. My limit exists beyond the unlimitedness of the sky. Distinguished guests at the head table, parents, guardians, well-wishers, families, friends, teachers, all other staff members, good evening. It was Ernest Hemingway who said, "It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end." As we deliver our valedictory speech today, we urge our friends to ponder what they have done along their journey. Today, we are gathered here to celebrate what was an exciting, fun-filled, and life-changing experience at the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. 7 years ago, we embarked upon a path that would create memories that would forever remain in our minds. And I am sure we speak for everyone when I say there are many. We have met new friends, laughed, cheered, celebrated, cried, and rejoiced over our accomplishments. Today is no different as we celebrate with bittersweet feelings of euphoria mixed with sadness. For this school, which served as our home for 7 years, will now become a memory.
Graduates, can I tell our story? Once upon a time, in the cool hills of Cedar Valley, on a bright and sunny September morning, we entered the noble primary and junior high school. At day would have we entered grade 1. We marked the beginning of an encounter we will never forget. Fresh out of basic school, Mrs. Rennie made our transition a comfortable one. She welcomed us with open arms and, of course, instilled the new primary mentality within us. She was not only our teacher, but our mentor, who encouraged us to choose the right path and not the wrong one. Teacher, today I declare on behalf of my fellow classmates that we have chosen the right path and we are now off to cement our future.
Having run at a first leg, the time came when she had to pass the baton. And like that brilliant baton change between Nigel Ashmead and Usain Bolt in 2015 World Championships, Mrs. Francis received it well. We were at first hesitant to move to grade 2 because we heard Mrs. Francis was very strict and miserable. And trust us, when we say she is a definite no-nonsense teacher, we will always remember her many punishments for not emptying the garbage bin or the dirty floors or the unorganized classroom and not being neighborly towards our friends. Teacher, we have developed our love for the vegetables we wanted to throw in the garbage bins. Thanks to your effort in getting us to eat them. Her many lessons have taught us to be responsible individuals who care for our environment and fellow peers. Just when we thought we had gotten away, the Lord once again blessed us with her in grade 3. There marked the beginning of grade 2 all over again in a new classroom. And as the saying goes, it was twice the charm.
Our relay continued with Miss Wignall on the 4th leg of our 7th-leg race. She taught us with grace and pizzazz, providing us with the ingredients to brew success. We applaud and deeply appreciate her hard work getting us prepared for the grade 4 literacy test. At times when we weren't pulling our weights, we remember the many lunch and breaks periods that had to go on without us. We thank her for believing in our potential when we didn't.
Grade 5 came, and so too came Miss Wilson. She was given the baton and she ran with it to the finish line. Always dressed in her way too high-heeled shoes, her tight dresses and knee-high skirts. She took the term fashionable professional to a whole new level. But behind every pretty dress and overly high pair of shoes is a regular exceptional woman. Miss Wilson became our mother away from home, our confidant, our playmate, our best friend. Little did we know our relationship will continue for the remaining 2 years of our primary school journey. It was one thing to keep her on her good side, but it was an entirely different scene to get her on her bad side. Then you'll see how miserable she is. Miss Wilson gave a new definition to quarreling, especially when we got questions incorrect that we were supposed to know. Throughout the 3 years with her, we've developed a special relationship which makes it much harder to say goodbye as we depart for high school. Miss Wilson, it's with the most sincere, heartfelt gratitude that we say this evening. Thank you to the best 3 years of our lives. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for your belief in us. The next evenings and Saturdays you gave towards our preparation efforts for the GSAT examinations. Thank you for the passion and enthusiasm you shared with us. And thank you for the tears of joy you shed upon receiving our GSAT results. Teacher, we will always love and appreciate you.
Mrs. Russell can never be forgotten, transcending her lively, spirited self into imparting knowledge unto us. Though she only taught a few of us graduating today, everyone can relate to her awesomeness. She loves perfection, but most importantly, she loves to see her children do the best they can. Thank you very much, teacher.
September 7, 2015 was a day that changed our grade 6 experience forever. The always encouraging, inspiring, and stylish Mr. Redmond joined us. Even though Mr. Redmond has just finished high school, he came with an energetic style of teaching. On a typical day, when Sir was teaching, he would always start us off with a spelling quiz with the most difficult words in the dictionary. Sir Agoraphobia spells agoraphobia. Mr. Redmond always had winter fresh or chocolates in his bag to reward us if we score 100% or got the highest in class. In our practical test, when we got 100%, Sir would say, "You should have get 101." While doing this, we always aim for the maximum, 100%. Sir loved laughing and loved to demonstrate our lessons. He always encouraged us to do better than he did, telling us the sky should never be our limits, for there is an endless universe beyond the sky. Even though he was only with us for 3 months, memories remain, and we will always take his encouragement with us as we move on. Thank you, sir.
Was not only our teacher, but our dancing instructor, our round-the-clock nurse, our writing advisor, and our chief trainer of competitions. She made every physical education classes excitingly educational. We learned mathematics doing netball, science during football, and a combination of all subjects during athletics and a dance routine. She is our modern-day superwoman. Thank you, Mr. James Bale.
Our guidance counselor, Mrs. Nicholas, who was always here to lend us a listening ears to all our problems. She was always there to offer guidance and a word of prayer in our times of load and loss of hope. We extend to her a special thank you for organizing the 3-day preparation session entitled On Your Mark, Get Set, Go, especially for us. It was of tremendous help. Thank you.
We must also show our appreciation to all the teachers and members of staff who, though they have not taught us, was a huge part of our Cedar Valley primary and junior high school journey. Mrs. Crosdale, who clung onto us as if we were her own students. She was with us through it all. Or punishments when she fought for us, or late evenings preparing for GSAT, and all our celebrations and excitements. Mr. Blake, our consultant and vocal coach, was always willing to give us lecture with extra detailed explanations. Mrs. Stevenson, who provided us with the jokes. She always made fun of 6W, especially during sports days when she saw Miss Wilson's reaction to every race. We thank you all for being a part of our experience.
We would also like to applaud our school board for our principal, Carmen Donegan, and her administrative auxiliary staff for providing us with every needed with everything we needed to be successful at the end of our institution. Events were never a shortage for us. Barbecues, fish fries, fun days, all wonderfully put together by Mrs. Harris and the PTA sports day were always turned up, and the spirit of competition was unmatched as friends turned into competitors and teachers, namely Miss Wilson, turned against her fellow teachers. Graduates, can I hear some noise for Sports Day 2016? But at the end of the day, we all understood it was all about the fun and enjoyment.
It would be remiss of me not to mention the miracle line of Nutri products, the bullas, the buns, the cheese breads, rock cakes, milks, and juices, which were our defense against hunger, and our financial managers, which helped us to save our lunch monies. Miss Donna literally cooked up a storm in the kitchen every day, ensuring we were healthy and ready to learn. We will definitely be coming back every Friday for our chicken back and festivals. Thank you, Miss.
Today we will to a whole new chapter in our lives. We will find out who we really are. Our passions will be discovered, and many of us will discover a new outlook on life. As Mr. Redmond always tells us, we are limitless. We have all the possible tools needed to be successful in our endeavors. Succeeding in high school will not be easy to achieve, but with determination and perseverance, we will pull through. We all should enter into high school with an open mind and be well prepared to work as hard as we possibly can to be victorious in the end.
Thank you for all your love and support throughout these years, and we ask that you continue to stand by our side as we come back high school. Thank you, Cedar Valley Primary and Junior School, for being our home for 7 years. Friends, congratulations on your excellent passes in the GSAT examinations, and I wish one of you the very best of luck in high school. Thank you.
Thank you. What a speech. Come on, put your hands together. For them and for the teachers who helped them to put that all together. And that sums up the years they spent here at the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School, and what years they have been. Come, another round of applause. Coming to us now is Mrs. Shani Nicholas, guidance counselor. With her high time, put your hands together for Mrs. Shani Nicholas.
All protocol observed this evening. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. I'm going to be asking the parents as well as the family members to assist me in doing this item this evening. I strongly agree with Mariah Carey when she said there is a hero. And certainly our scholars today have displayed such heroism. Right. There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul and the sorrow that you
Awesome. And you know, I stand here and I am proud because that young lady who just sang, yes, I want to feel that I was instrumental, very much so. I had her from grade 7, 8, right up. Yes, and I'm proud here, yes, that I was a part of her upbringing. Yes, a proud product of the Seaforth High School in St. Thomas. Good things happen in St. Thomas. Thumbs up to you, Mrs. Charlene Nicholas. And my head grew too when you said that she was singled out for an awesome job done in her area of specialization. Come on, put your hands together for your Ellen Stonestone. Yes. Wonderful. At this time, we are going to be having, yes, our guest speaker. But before he comes forward, I am going to be inviting the student who is responsible, yes, the person, to come forward to do that introduction.
Distinguished guests, graduates, teachers, family, friends, well-wishers. He was raised and nurtured in the picturesque and cool hills of Cedar Valley. The youngest of 3 children born of humble beginnings. A past student of the Cedar Valley Primary All-Age School. He sat the common entrance examinations where he successfully made the transition to the Seaforth High School. During his tenure at Seaforth High, he made indelible marks by representing the school and the parish in the extracurricular discipline of cricket. He was also privileged to be a member of the school's prefect body and later head boy. This young leader believed in community involvement and camaraderie. So he managed his time well and attached himself to the Cedar Valley Police Youth Club, where over a period was elected president. He represented the club, by extension, the parish whereby he was declared the youth leader champion for St. It came as no surprise to most when in November 1997, he made the bold move to be among the cadre of fine officers within the Jamaica Defense Force. His experiences and challenges within this sector molded him to never lose sight of his dreams. Though reserved to Lord himself, we managed to find out he has actually progressed through the ranks of a private to a middle manager position. His military training has taken him to countries such as Bermuda, Canada, and the United Kingdom. He studied computer graphics at the Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts. Despite the exigencies of service to country, this well-rounded individual always found time to give back to his community and the wider society. In so doing, he became a member of the Cedar Valley School Development Board. With all that being said, I know you will all agree with me in saying our annual sports day would not be amazing without his humorous commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I invite you to stand and welcome with thunderous applause our esteemed guest speaker for this evening. Commitment, honor, loyalty, integrity, and discipline. Mr. P. Angius Gillings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew is the epitome of good coaching. And Miss Wilson, you must be proud. Matthew came up here and said things about me that I knew. Everything he said, I knew. But I didn't know it could sound so good. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, for Matthew Lee. Thank you. Wow, after such an auspicious introduction, I think it is quite okay if I just say thank you and head right back to my chair. But of course, this evening is not about me. It is about a beautiful class of 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the graduates of 2016. To the distinguished personnel at their table, of which I am very humbled to be among. To our dedicated parents, to all the families, friends, and well-wishers who come out this evening, a very pleasant good evening to you. And before I came up here, I look at my timepiece, and it is telling me that I am very close to 1900, 7 o'clock. Of course, 1900 is synonymous with the army, and Sanya here can attest to that because she's also a member of a security force, and she served in the United States Army at the moment. Put your hands together for her. And she's a past student of the Cedar Valley College School also. But there's one concern I have though. At what point did I do my speech and email it to everyone who was coming here today? At what point did I do that? Someone must have hacked my email, because everything I have in the speech, I hear someone else with it. So I think next time I do a speech, I'm going to have it patent. That way I can collect royalties. You agree with me? But this evening though, I cannot go freestyle, because I say freestyle for sports day. And if I go freestyle, you will be here way too long. Because as you all know, I talk a lot. So I'm going to go according to the script this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to bear with me as I deliver the prepared speech that I have for you today. But before I go into it though, I have a confession to make. When I was a child and come to graduation, this is the part of the program I hate the most. I really did, because the guest speakers would just go on and on and on. And I asked myself, are they ever going to stop? And then I realized, when I was preparing my speech, that it is an opportunity to make a change, to be a guest speaker and deliver a very short speech. But guess what? When I broke down the speech into 4 parts, I realized that I might just give the last paragraph and I would be able to achieve that. But I don't think I would be doing the position justice if I come here this evening and not deliver the information that I prepared and I think is important to pass on from a past student to the parents, the teachers, the community, and our graduates. I wouldn't be doing the speech any justice. So ladies and gentlemen, just allow me your attention for the next hour to hour and a half. I suffered, and I see it on your faces. But in between this though, I know that students get quite restless in a short period of time. So I'll take that into consideration. When I was asked by Madam Principal to be this year's guest speaker, this is the time when the ushers earn their money. This is the time when they earn their pay. Because the ushers will now have a task to control the audience. And I know that is not a problem at Cedar Valley. When I was asked by Madam Principal to be this year's guest speaker, the first 2 thoughts that came to mind were, I am going to deliver a short speech and I must go shopping. I must go shopping. But the sad reality of those 2 thoughts is that I did not go shopping and I cannot deliver a short speech. So gear up. With all that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this year's theme. Discipline determines destiny. Parents, repeat the theme for this year. Discipline determines destiny. Community, discipline determines destiny. Graduates, discipline determines destiny. You are going to find that. Let's break it down and look at discipline. A way of behavior that shows a willingness to obey rules and orders. I wonder if when the school board or Madam Principal was coming up with the idea of the theme, you had already summoned me, or after summoning me, you say, what theme could fit Mr. Gillens best? And I must applaud you on this theme, because it is right up my alley. Determined to control or influence something directly, or to decide what will happen. Destiny. The things that someone or something will experience or become in the future. That is destiny. And when you fuse them together, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it is simply saying, whatever behavior displayed today, whatever set of rules you choose to follow when you leave here and go to high school, it will determine what your future will be. The teachers, what does that mean for you? The school is the first official structure of learning, and logic dictates that the teachers have the single largest chunk of responsibility of nurturing our young minds. Would you agree with me? The teachers have the largest chunk of responsibility. There is the home, yes. There is the church. But the teachers, they have the largest. Many times, when the students leave their homes and come through the school door, the teachers, they wear many hats. They have to be surrogate mothers. They have to be nurses. They have to be counselors. They have to be confidants. Some of this, at times, are lacking. And the teachers, while they have a mandate to pass on a particular curriculum, they have to wear these different hats. And while I'm on the topic of hats, I would say, hats off to the teachers. While you go along though, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Am I building the right foundation? Will I be willing to live in a society tomorrow that I have shaped today? Am I doing justice to my chosen profession? Am I letting down the students and their parents who are depending on me? Teachers, ask yourself the question, what can I do to improve the way I teach. If it is that you're satisfied with just the ordinary and is willing to live in a society with low moral values, achieving that would be okay. You can just come to school in the morning, mark the register, look at the syllabus, write something on the board, and go right back to your seat where you can hit the Facebook, where you can hit the WhatsApp, and all the other social medias, and find out what is trending. You will achieve a rundown society by doing that. I am not suggesting for 1 minute that any of the teachers at the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School is doing that. But if all of a sudden you start finding my message a bit offensive, you might want to do some introspection. And I would recommend that you look deeply into your actions thus far. If it is, however, that you are looking forward to retiring in comfort a few years from now, in a productive society, then continue to go above and beyond the call of duty, taking care and teaching the nation's children. Continue to maintain the discipline to wear many hats, as I've said before. Keep the discipline in ensuring what needs to be done is actually done. Keep the discipline to cause every child to feel loved, cared for, protected, and feel at all times that you have their best interests at heart. Teachers, you must have the discipline that will allow you not to discriminate, not to stereotype a child based on his physical features or his monetary or social background. You must be disciplined to ensure that this doesn't take over your thinking when dealing with each and every child in your class. Even though it's our teachers, you must be disciplined not to have favorites in class solely because the child is a relative of yours or the child is your friend's child. It cannot be that you're going to play favorite with that particular child. Give them all the attention you have and ignore the remainder of the class. No, you have to be disciplined. Teachers seldom get the credit they deserve because some of the children that come before them, the parents are so happy in the mornings when they leave the house to come to school. And that happiness is sort of reduced when they reach back home. And it gets even worse when it's holiday. So the teachers deserve much more credit than we often give them. Could all the teachers stand, please? All the teachers of the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School, could you please stand? I can count 3 teachers here, to include Madam Principal. I have written what is known as a code of promise to the students. And I want you to repeat after me. We the teachers, say it for them please, of the Cedar Valley Primary and Infant School stands ready and remain committed to doing all that we can and then some in order to ensure that every child is taught the fundamentals necessary to equip them with the right foundation for positive development. Discipline determines destiny. I now move to the community. By the way, who are the timekeepers? How long was that? That was about 20 minutes. 21 minutes. I am on track. I am on track, ladies and gentlemen. It is a relay. That is one of the chief reasons I wear my trainers. I even hear someone talking about my trainer in their speech. Can you imagine? I need to get my stuff patent. I now move to the community. The old age saying, it takes a village to raise a child, must be pledged of the community to every child here today. Because it takes an entire community to ensure that every one of these 26 graduates who are here today move on to the next level and are guided in such a fashion that will allow them to maintain most of the moral values that were taught here. It cannot be just the parents. It takes an entire village to raise a child. If you see one of these children doing something wrong, don't turn a blind eye. Because at the end of the day, you will be the recipient of what you overlooked a few years down the road. Because your society is determined by the children of today. If you notice, I wear a beard today. I did that for a reason. 90%, or I may say 99% of the time you see me, I would have been well shaven. Because of course, I have to be shaven every morning. Because it is a military offense not to be shaven. But I wore a beard today for the chief reason to highlight the fact that we must pay attention today to our students. Because it was only a few years ago, I can still remember my graduation song that I learned the words of the morning before the graduation. I still remember my graduation song, singing that song right here just a few years ago. And if you look at me now, I am getting some silver lining right here. So our future is dependent on how we guide our children today. Was that another 20 minutes? Good. I'm going well. Before I leave, the parents. The parents. The proudest set among us this evening. Don't believe that the graduates are half as proud as the parents, because the graduates will be having mixed reactions. They start worrying about how they will be separated after this evening. When September, some will be over in St. Thomas Technical, some will be down by Robert Lightburn, some will be all the way in Kingston. But our parents, all they have is their children passing out this evening, and they are proud. You ought to be proud. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the hard-working, dedicated parents. And I am particularly happy to address this particular batch of parents, because when I look over there, I see all my schoolmates. Some were above me, some were below me, but we are all peers. And that made me feel particularly proud, because after so many years, they still found it fit to send their children to the very same institution that they were nurtured. They find confidence in the teaching staff at the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. They find confidence in the board of the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. They find confidence in the education, in the teaching that is being delivered at the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. And we must commend them for sticking with the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. Give them a round of applause once more. Parents, you have your work cut out for you. As you have already heard, you must be a step ahead of your child. This is the computer age, believe it or not. Everything is smart these days. Smartphones, smart TVs. Parents, do I need to tell you to be smart? I didn't even mention the smart children that you have, who don't have a problem to run rings around you if you allow them to. So it is your responsibility, your commitment to them, to be one step ahead of them in order to guide them while they transition into a new learning curve. You would have received all the advice already, but I will still reiterate some of them. Be your child's friend. Be your child's friend. Be your child's confidant. You must avail yourself to be approached by your child with whatever situation may confront them. Because if you don't, parents, I can tell you this, they are going to find someone who will listen to them. And I don't need to tell you how that can turn out. I really don't need to tell you how that can turn out. Next thing, show interest in your child's schoolwork. Some of the things that they're getting in school these days, mark you, I have no idea what they are. And perhaps you might suffer the same fate. But that doesn't mean that if the child comes home with his homework, you're going to say, "Cho, how about that? Where you go with that? We don't know about that." No parents show interest in your child's schoolwork. If it is even to just sit with the child and allow that child to work out whatever the lesson or the homework is, that is enough motivation to spur them on. Show interest in your child's schoolwork. Next thing, know the child's teacher. Know the child's form supervisor. Know the principal of the school. Go to the school from time to time. Not only to parents and teachers meeting, and that is very important. It is not for you to all dress up here today and look smart and be proud. And as soon as the child comes home with a circular, that there's a parents and teacher meeting, you have something more important to do. It cannot be. It cannot be parents. You have to be a part of your child's school life. It is not for a day. It is not for a week. It is not even for a year. It is for your child's entire school life. This is a farming community. And seeing them here today is like a shower of rain after a drought. And I am going to use a very pessimistic analogy, somewhat, because it is like a shower of rain after a drought. But while you're there and feeling happy for that rain, you realize that you're getting so much rain, it now starts to flood. And your troubles continue. Primary school was a drought. High school will be in the flood. Be prepared. I don't even want to mention earthquake that might be a factor. But you can start thinking about their tertiary level education also. Before I leave your parents, would you feel left out if there wasn't a code of promise that you can give to your children today for them to hold you to? I know you would feel left out. But I will not be leaving your parents. How long is it? Timekeeper? If you're like me when I was small, I would be saying, too long. That is what I would be saying. Way too long. But I suffered the same fate. And one day, you are going to be here delivering a long speech. Indeed. So parents, at this time, I am going to invite you all to stand. I know you might be saying, how are we standing so much? but you're one of the main factors of this evening's graduation. Yours is particularly short, but at the same time, it is direct and meaningful. Are you ready? I will continue to offer full support to you. Graduates, are you hearing? We'll go again. I will continue to offer full support to you. And make the sacrifices necessary to give you the best future possible. If you're like me when I was going to school, I would retain that already, because I wasn't the brightest. But copy taking, my word, if a child sit up over the corner there, and I decide to say I feel up me a copy of her, me just watch how a pencil move. That is how good I was. Thank you very much, parents. Class of 2016, the pride and joy of this evening's proceedings. The bumblebees that buzz around to make the honor that our parents are so proud of. This evening, you have achieved. Who is the person who got, what, 100 in maths? 99 in maths. Who is that person? Stand up, please. I want you to work out the maths for me. If I took 20 minutes for each of the 3 segments that I just did, I would arrive at an hour, confirm. I think so. Right, expert? 60 minutes, 1 hour. That's not this math for you though. Multiply that. Multiply that for me by 2, because I tend to spend twice as long on the graduates as I did on the audience. Tell them for me, please. If you want the mic, I can give you. Tell them for me. 120 minutes remain, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the math expert. Put your hands together for her. So we'll be standing, sitting, but guess what? I suffer the same fate. Please don't call me vindictive, but I think it is just entrenched in guest speakers to be long. I know it no other way. My classmate is the guidance counselor at this school, and I am very proud of her. And we were in school for 5 years together, and anywhere I hear her voice, no matter how faint it is, I can recognize it. And I am certain I hear the guidance counselor, the best guidance counselor in St. Thomas, saying, don't punish the students. Am I right? I am guided by classmates. Graduation can be seen of a coming of age, graduates. And you have come of age. You have achieved. But this is merely the beginning of your challenges as it relates to learning and development. I want to be close to you when I am delivering this message. And parents, community, please bear with me. I won't be long. I won't be much longer. Graduates, you have reached a stage where more will be expected of you. I hear you all jumping up and saying that you are the brightest group ever passed through these walls. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
You know, if they had these communication tasks and science and all these things when I was doing common entrance, I would have gotten 100, but they didn't have them. But if you say you are the brightest ever passed through this school, I am not going to contradict you, because the records will show that you are a record-breaking group, and you should be proud. But this is merely the beginning. Much more will be expected of you. When I graduated from this noble institution, I was the brightest boy in the school. I was the brightest boy in the school. When I went to Seaford High School for the first year, I came 14th in the class. I've never seen my name beyond third in a class. And when I went to Seaford High School for the first year, I came 14th as the brightest boy leaving the school. What that is saying to you, much more will be expected of you when you go to high school. So there is no time for you to be basking in being the brightest bunch to ever pass through Cedar Valley School. It is now for you to say you will continue to be the brightest wherever you go. That must be your motivation, to be the brightest wherever you go. And I am not going to go over some of the things that you would have already heard, except for a few cogent points which I can't pass up. Continue to be polite. Continue to be respectful. Continue to be disciplined. You must be disciplined in whatever you do at school. Be wary of the groups you go in. You will go into there are some groups that you might want to go into it just to be popular. That is not necessary, because after 5 years, the popular ones are the ones peeping through. from the outside are the ones who weren't so popular and is passing out with their subjects. So don't chase after cheap popularity when you go to school. Listen to your teachers. They might have different technique from Ms. Wilson and Mr. Redman. Listen to them. Learn their style. Conform to their style of teaching, and you will achieve. Restlessness is taking over. But what I'll do, I tell you, congratulations, and be the best you can be. Because as long as you're disciplined, at the end of 5 years in high school, you will all be looking towards going to a tertiary institution. One of the chief reasons I didn't get 99 in maths is because I do not calculate too well. But that 120 minutes has elapsed very quickly. Graduates, I now invite you to stand, because you would have all heard the promises made to you. You have a promise to make also, and I urge you to keep this promise. Repeat after me. We will continue to work hard. And build on the platform that we have received from this school. And in so doing, achieving our goals in the future. And make our parents, our teachers, ourselves, and our community proud. Well done, class of 2016. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the 120 minutes of my presentation. Next time, I definitely will cut it shorter. But I felt the same thing. Madam Chairman, I will now hand back to you, much to the relief of most of us here. And I must say, I am particularly pleased to have you chairing the same graduation that I am the guest speaker, seeing that you are the one, you were the one at Seaford High School who taught me English language and English lit. I am so proud and privileged to have been here at the same time with you.
Yes, I am indeed proud to have sat and listened to a past student of mine. And although the time does not lend itself for him to have gone on to complete his entire speech, I am indeed proud of how he has delivered himself. And you too should be pleased of the product you have produced. All I did was to build on what you have produced. Put your hands together again for the speaker of the evening, Mr. Giddings. And just one question. As I leave you, please, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, listen. I am coming down. Just one reflective question for all of us as we go, parents, educators, all of us. you should be saying that too, will I be living in a society tomorrow that I have shaped today? And with that saying, I am going to be moving on to the presentations of the school, leaving certificates so we are moving into the presentations. Put your hands together and welcome again, Madam Principal. At this point, we are going to have a little deviation from what is stated on the program. Please bear with us. Let me have your attention, please. We have been very privileged to have Mr. Tiffin with us, and he did make a great effort to come to us for graduation. If you can recall, for a long time, I don't know if it happened before, but we have never had a Monday graduation. But we have it on the Monday to accommodate Mr. Tiffin, because today will be his only available day to come to us, and we would have to accommodate him. We pause on the program to also accommodate him here. He would have been further down, but he travels back someplace tonight because he goes back tomorrow. So let us give him another big round of applause. So at this time, I'm going to be inviting Mrs. Crossdale to come, and Mr. Tiffin. Mr. Tiffin will hand out a scholarship of 30,000 to a child. A 1 minute quick rundown, please listen. A 1 minute quick rundown. Come on children, be quiet now. I know you're excited, but listen. The children who will benefit from this scholarship do not know. And most of the scholarships, there are surprises. But they have criteria. So I just want to make something clear. We have sat with Mr. Tiffin through emails, and we have come to ideas, and we agreed last year, and the same thing goes. The performance must be over 70%. The child has to have a need, the child is performing, good attendance, average attendance of how many days out of how many, and good behavior, and respect, and so on, and involvement in school activities, at least 2 activities. So those are the criteria. Now, the group sat and did the selection and made the recommendation to Mr. Tiffin. In your minds, I don't want you to say who should get and who should not get, because there are many scholarships, all with criteria. So we try to match as much as possible. Another thing, coming from last year's scholarship to this, Mr. Tiffin has delivered the money, which is lodged to the school account. And the next thing you know, the parent will get a check that goes to the school. This check goes to the school, and another fraction of it we get book vouchers from the bookstore, and we pay the bookstore, and so on. So it is well managed. So this evening what they will get is a certificate from Mr. Tiffin. And afterward, comes tomorrow, the parents will be notified. The parents of whatever scholarship will be notified. And all the parents who receive scholarship for their children will meet here for a meeting where we go into the details. Alright? Good. So for Mr. Tiffin's scholarship of 30,000 for this school year, Andy is so generous. He's working with Miss Patricia Williams, and they have been so kind from last year. We have 4 houses, and they have asked that 2 children from each house. So that was another criteria, a boy and a girl from each house. So that narrows it down a bit. So from Williams' house, Jody and Robinson. Williams House. Boy, we have to cheer and stop so that we can hear. Al J. Henry. From Wheeler House, girl, boy, Kenil Gilsey. And Kenil has performed very well. Girl from Wheeler House, Janine Millwood. From Lampard House, Kevisha Miller. And from Lampard House, Matthew Lee. From Davis House, Alia Williams. And that is it. I'm sorry. The Mario Davidson. And isn't that nice? Thank you very much. Give them a big hand. Don't go Mr. Tiffany. And I really like the appreciation, especially from among the graduates for their peers. Give them a big hand for the spirit. Mr. Tiffin has done very well. When he started to help us, he did not know us, but he visited afterwards. And last year you would have heard in my report that he bought us a brand new stove for our kitchen. And the scholarship was there. And he works very closely with Miss Patricia Williams. And this year he wanted to be at the graduation. The time was kind of tight for him, but he made the effort to be here, just to be here. And so we thank you very much, sir. And at this time, Mrs. Harris will present you with a plaque showing our appreciation.
Mr. Tiffin, the board, staff, parents, students of Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School present to you this meritorious award for demonstrating outstanding support for the academic pursuits as well as a profound commitment to the tenets of the Cedar Valley Primary and Junior High School. Thank you, sir.
At this time, we will pause just because Mr. Tiffin has to go, we did the scholarships. We will come back to that. We will go back to the program and do the school leaving certificates. Guidance counselor will come and do that calling, and I'm going to be inviting the persons at the head table to help in these presentations.